Platform as a service, Google App Engine. The scope is platform as a service. What is Google App Engine? Overview, programming languages supports, data storage, app engine service, security. So when to use Google App Engine, how to use Google App Engine, we are going to see under the about contents. Platform as a service, cloud computing service which provides a cloud computing platform and solution stacks as a service. So consumer creates the software using tools and or library from the provider. Provider provides the network server, storage, etc. So what is Google App Engine? Google App Engine is a platform as a service cloud computing platform for developing host web applications in Google managed data centers. Google App Engine lets you run web applications on the Google infrastructure. Easy to build, easy to maintain, easy to scale, and traffic storage needs grow. So free for up to 1 GB storage and enough CPU and bandwidth to store 5 million pages view as a month. 10 applications per Google account. Google App Engine programming language support, having a Java programming language. App Engine runs Java apps on a Java 7 virtual machine. Currently supports Java 6 as well. Use Java Server standard for web applications. Web application archive directory structure, servlet classes, Java server page, statics and data files, deployment descriptor, that is web.xml. After Java configuration files, getting started with this type of URL. Maybe Python programming, having the same app engine language supports Python programming also. WSGI, web server gateway interface standard. Python applications can be written using a web app 2 framework, Django framework. Any Python code that uses the CGI, common gateway interface standard, is getting started by this URL. After PHP, Google's Go, which look like the same programming languages supports. Local development server are available to anyone for developing and testing local applications. Only whitelisted applications can be deployed on Google App Engine. So getting started by this URL. Google's Go. Go is an Google open source programming environment tightly coupled with Google App Engine. So applications can be written using App Engine Go SDK software development kit. Getting started by this URL. What is Google App Engine data storage? So App Engine data storage, no SQL schema, less object based data storage with a query engine and atomic transactions. Data object is called an entity that has a kind, table name, and a set of properties, column names. Java JDO, JPA interfaces and Python data storage interfaces. Google Cloud SQL provides a relational SQL database service similar to MySQL or DBMS. So Google Cloud Storage, a RESTful service for storing and querying data, fast, scalable and highly available solution. So provides multiple layers of redundancy. All data is replicated to multiple data centers. Provide different levels of access control. HTTP based API. So Google App Engine services. App Engine also provides a variety of service to perform common operations when managing your application. URL fetch facilitates the application access to resources on the internet, such as web services of or data. Mail facilitates that applications to send email messages using Google infrastructures. Memory cache, so high performance in memory key value storage can be used to store temporary data which does not need to be persistent. Security, the sandbox All hosted applications run in a secure environment that provides limited access to the underlying operating system. Sandbox isolates the application in its own secure, reliable environment that is independent of the hardware operating and system and the physical location of a server. Limitation imposed by the sandbox: an application can only access other computers over internet using the provided URL fetch and email services. Other computers can only connect to their applications through HTTPs and HTTPs request on standard ports 80 or 443. Applications cannot write to local file systems in any of the runtime environments. Application code runs only in response to web request, a queued task or a scheduled task, and must return the response data which 60 seconds. A request handler can span sub process or execute code after the response has been sent. So use app engine when you don't want to get the trouble for the setting up a server. You want to instance of for free nearly infinite scalability support. Your application traffic is spiky and rather unpredictable. You don't feel like taking care of your own server monitoring tools. You need pricing that fits your actual usage and is not time slot based. You are able to chunk long task into 60-second pieces. You are able to work without direct access to local platform as a service. So here having different type of URLs to provide different type of languages: Java, Python, more informations. So Google App Engine offered referred to a GAE, that means Google App Engine, or a simple app engine, is a platform as a service cloud computing platform for developing host web applications in Google managed data centers. Applications are a sandbox and run across multiple servers. App Engine of automatic scaling for web applications. As a number of requests increases for an application, App Engine automatically allocates more resources for the web application to handle the additional demand. Google App Engine is free up to certain level of consumed resources. Fees are charged for additional storage bandwidth or instance hours required by the application. It was first released a preview version in April 2008, come out of preview in September 2011. Why App Engine? Lower total cost of ownership, rich set of APIs, fully featured SDK for local development, ease of deployment. So components: language runtime, web-based admin console, scalable infrastructure, SDK. These are the main components of Google App Engine. So SDK runs on locally, easy deploy, then manage app versions, application programming interface, language Python or Java programming. So architecture of Google App Engine. So client capabilities: cloud computing services, support services is going to be integrated with Google Web Toolkit, GWT, Mashup Editor, Google Gaze, and Google Gadgets others. And Google App Engine having Python and Django, dynamic scalable of runtime. So after finally supports services through GAE, Google App Engine data storage, and Google Data, Google accounts, social graph API, and others. So Google data storage architecture: Google applications and user applications, API 1, API 0, and other languages that provide data storage using programming supports, language supports in Google App Engine. And big table, master server, logical table management, load balancing, and garbage collection. This is a tablet server 0, 1, 2 up to server n. Google file system provide using other file system store the data in database. So Google App Engine and Amazon Web Services having cloud service platform supported. The separate difference between Google App Engine and Amazon Web Services: storage. For example, cloud services means PaaS, and here Amazon Web Services PaaS and IaaS. Platform supported Linux Windows Server 2008. Here Linux Open Solaris Windows Server 2003 also supported in Amazon Web Services. Virtualization platform application container, here OS level running and Zen hypervisor. Storage is big table and a mega storage, here Amazon simple storage and a simple database. Control interface API, here API command line. Language supported Java and Python, here Java, PHP, Python, Ruby. Then load balancing is auto, here round robin. Data after termination, Google will not take any action for 90 days after the effective date of termination. Amazon will not take any action for a period of 30 days after the effective date of termination. Advantages of Google App Engine: infrastructure for security, scalability, performance and reliability, cost savings, platform independence. Disadvantages of GAP: you are at Google mercy, violation of policies, forgetting posting, it is not free. What's next? More languages of App Engine, schedule jobs, large download upload support, purchasing additional